Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about poetry. Poems, poetry. What is poetry? Well, first I'll give you an example. This is from a book called Book Speak Poems About Books. Calling all readers, I'll tell you a story, I'll spin you a rhyme, I'll spill some ideas, and we'll travel through time. Put down the controller, switch off the TV, abandon the mouse, and just hang out with me. I promise adventure, come on, take a look. On a day like today, there's no friend like a book. So let's talk a little bit about what poetry is. Poetry is short. Poetry has rhyme, rhythm, repetition, and should be read aloud. Writing poetry is a way of sharing what we're thinking or how we feel. Poems can be short or long. Some poems rhyme, others do not. Many people think all poems have to rhyme. They don't all have to rhyme. Like music, poems have a rhythm or beat. Rhythm is a pattern of beats and sounds. Put your hand on your heart. Can you feel the da-dum, 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 da-dum of your heart beating? That is your heart's rhythm. Do you like music? Do you like rap? Those are poems. They're just poems with music. But don't listen to me. Listen to my friend Kwame Alexander as he tells us a little bit about poems.
What time is it? What time is it? It's Kwame time. That's right. I'm Coach Kwame, and I'm here to teach you about not basketball. Well, we might do a little bit of basketball, not soccer. I'm here to teach you about poetry. Are you ready for this? It is about to go down. Poetry. I love poetry. Poetry has been a part of my life since I was 12 years old when I wrote a poem for my mother on Mother's Day. Are you ready? You want to hear it? Dear Mommy, I hate Mother's Day. Can you imagine? She loved it though. She felt like it was an expression of my heart, and she cried these tears of joy. Poetry has that kind of power. So I ask you, what is a poem? How do we know what a poem is? We often think poetry is an expression of our heart or the things that we're thinking, but I think there are some things that go into making a poem. Can a poem be bad? Is that possible? I got a question. If you go to your teacher's house one Sunday and she's got mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and fried chicken and you're all hungry and you spoon up the mashed potatoes and it's liquidy. The mac and cheese has no cheese in it. And the chicken, when you bite into the chicken, blood comes out. Ooh. Who's going back to your teacher's house for dinner? Not me. Now, let's say the next Sunday you come to my house for dinner. That's right, you're coming to Coach Kwame's house. I've got mashed potatoes that are all buttery. I've got mac and cheese with 5 cheeses, including Gouda and lobster. And when you bite into my chicken, the meat just falls off the bone, students. It's so juicy. Who's coming back to my house? Exactly. I like to think that just like fried chicken, good fried chicken, poetry has to have the right ingredients. That's right. You have to use the right ingredients to make sure that we want to come back and enjoy that meal again. So let's figure out what those ingredients are. Okay. I will give you 3 ingredients. I'll give you that. But you're going to have to come up with the rest. So let's take, for example, rhyme. Is rhyme an ingredient that goes into making a poem? I think so. I wonder if there was a rhyme that I could give you as an example. Acoustic rooster sat outside strumming his bass guitar. He practiced jazz all summer long so he could be a star. Exactly. Rhyme, a very good ingredient that goes into making a poem. The next ingredient. I think let's try rhythm. Ebony trap, dark, black, and lovely. Brown, mocha, jumping, double black, brown. Night black, out of sight black. So black, purple black. Blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black. You hear the rhythm in there? Now, every poem doesn't have to have the same rhythm, but it has to have a rhythm. Our second ingredient is rhythm. Excuse my handwriting. I'm a poet, people. Okay, now, the last ingredient I'm going to give you. I gave you a hint in that last poem I just recited. Ebony trap, dark, black, and lovely. Brown, mocha, jumping, double black, brown. Night black, out of sight black. So black, purple black. Blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black, blue black, black. Did you hear it? Repetition. You see how I repeated the word black over and over again? Repetition. So we've got 3 ingredients here: rhyme, rhythm, and repetition. I'd like you to come up with some additional ingredients. Most students will come up with about 20. I think you can do it. Help us come up with the ingredients that tell us what a poem is, that tell us how a poem behaves, that tells us how to make a poem good.
Thank you, Kwame Alexander, my friend, my man. So, we will be talking more about that ingredients, but I want to show you what you're actually going to do today, because today we're going to continue our work talking about nouns and verbs and adjectives. So this is what you're going to do on your first page. On your first page, it's just going to show you that we're going to write some poems. So here's a page from a website called Poetry for Kids. There's nothing to do here. I just want you to see the website, which I'm going to encourage you to look at later. Now on the second page, let's listen to the instructions.
Some verbs in this poem. This poem is called I Am Running, Running, Running. I am running, running, running. I am running up the stair, but I'm never, 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 never getting anywhere. I am running, 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 but I'm going nowhere fast. Now I'm huffing, huffing, puffing, as I'm out of breath at last. I am standing, standing, standing with a grumble and a frown, for the escalator beat me and is taking me downtown. What are some verbs in the poem? Please write them on the lines.
So I want you to look at this poem, and I want you to think, well, what are the verbs? What are people doing in this poem? It says, I am running, running, running. Is running a verb? Is running something that you can do? Great. You're going to write running on this line. What are some other verbs in this poem? I'd like you to write them on this line. Let's go to the next page.
This poem is called Xbox, Xbox by Ken Nesbitt. Xbox, Xbox, you're the one for me. I also love my 3DS and my Nintendo Wii, GameCube, Game Boy, Apple iPod Touch. I never thought I would ever be in love this much. Pac-Man, Sonic, Mario, and Link, your names are etched inside my mind in everlasting ink. Run, jump, flip, hang, double jump and climb. That's all I want to do with every second of my time. This is true love. Yes, it's plain to see. Xbox, Xbox, will you marry me? What are some nouns in this poem? On the lines on the right, please list some of the nouns from this poem.
Can you find all the nouns in this poem? Are there any people, places, or things in this poem? Is Pac-Man a noun? Yup. Is Xbox a noun? Uh-huh. Is GameCube a noun? Is love a noun? Yup, they're all nouns. I want you to list some of the nouns on this page. Now I want you to write about you.
Now we're going to get ready to write a poem about ourselves. Today is just practice. Today we're going to start with sentences. Tomorrow we'll turn this into a poem. What are some adjectives that describe you? Please complete these sentences. I am, I am, I am. You can use some of the adjectives on the right from the character traits chart, or you can think of any word you want. If you can't spell a word, just do your best. What adjectives describe you? Please fill out these sentences in blue.
So again, you have to fill out these sentences. Which of these adjectives describe you? Well, you write them in here. And I'm asking you to write 4 different sentences or more about you. Let's go to the next page.
What do you like to do? What are some verbs or actions that you like to do? Do you run? Do you draw? Do you sing? Do you eat? Do you fly? Do you dance? Do you rap? Complete these 6 sentences in any way you want. I've already completed 2 of them for you, but you can change them. Write 6 things that you can do. I run, I draw, I sleep, I fly, I think, I smile. And then in the white box, I'd like you to draw a picture of you doing some of those things. This is your chance to express yourself and to tell me all about what you like to do.
So what are you going to write? Are you going to write I run, I jump, I fly, I smile? You've got to fill out these 6 boxes with things that you do, and then you have to draw a picture of you doing those things. Last but not least, if you haven't had enough of poetry, and I hope you haven't because I love poems, click on this link right here. And that will take you to more poems that you can read. Ooh, do you love Pokemon? Do you love basketball? Do you love dogs? Just click on some of these links and you can read a poem to yourself. You can even have it read to you.
I can't get enough of this Pokemon Go. I can't get enough of this Pokemon Go. The fever is on me and starting to grow.
If you want to read more, well, you know what, friends? You're going to have to check it out yourself. There are all these poems to read, and then down here you can click on the next page. And there's even more poems to read. Poems, 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 poems. And when you're done, you can come back to Seesaw, and then what it says here is... it's just a reminder, if you find a poem you like, post a photo of it here and read it out loud to me. And then once you read it out loud to me, you can read out loud to the whole class. You never know, I might even let you share a poem on Flipgrid. This is your chance to read poems and write poems. So my question is, do you dare? Are you ready to write poems? Are you ready to read poems? You can do it. Let's do this!